Should new real estate agents join real estate teams? In this video, we're going to go over a complete breakdown of the pros and cons of joining a real estate team. That way, by the end of this video, my goal is to help you make an informed decision on whether joining a team is the right choice for you, or maybe it's not. Let's dive right into the video. So if you're a new real estate agent, you might be asking yourself, is it a wise decision to join a real estate team, or should you just try to do this on your own and make things happen? Well, I had this same exact question 6 years ago when I first started real estate. In fact, I joined a real estate team when I first got licensed, and then I actually stopped being a part of that team, became a sole agent, had some really hard times, had some success, and then I started my own real estate team. So I'm going to give you my perspective as someone that's been on a real estate team, someone that's been a sole agent, and then someone that actually started their very own real estate team. So I'm going to give you perspectives from somebody that's lived all three of these different situations. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons. Now, the very first thing, I'm going to give a pro to the real estate team bucket in the lead category. So as a new agent, you might not have anybody to call, you might not have the money to spend on leads, and this might be why you're looking into a real estate team to begin with. You might need clients, you might need the leads, and you might need to jumpstart your business. Now, a real estate team could be a great way to do this because the team leader is probably going to be buying leads. They might even have an ISA, which is called an inside sales agent, who's making prospecting calls and setting up appointments. So this is a really good way to ignite your real estate business and really catch traction fast. And the best thing about it is not only are you gonna make money quicker, in most cases, you're gonna have more at-bats. So if you mess up, it's gonna be less detrimental than if you were on your own paying for every single lead. And now when I say mess up, it's not like mess up and hurt somebody in a deal. It's more like mess up, say the wrong thing, and then the client goes and buys a house with somebody else, right? It's not the end of the world when you have more at-bats because you might be doing 2 or 3 buyer consultations a week, and if you mess one up, it's not the end of the world. You still have the other 2 that are gonna work with you. Whereas if you were trying to bootstrap this thing yourself, spend all the money yourself on the leads, and you're spending, $2,000 a month on leads, and nobody ends up buying with you because you don't know what you're doing, that can be a lot more painful, and it could be a lot more troublesome if you only have a certain amount of money saved to start this business to begin with. The next thing I want to talk about is a con. So we gave a pro, I want to talk about a negative. So we're going to drop it in this bucket here, and that is the splits. So if you're on a real estate team, you're gonna have a more aggressive split in most cases. A lot of the times teams are 50-50. So the team leader is gonna set you up for success. They're gonna risk all their money up front to buy these leads and hope that they close to make a profit. But when they do close and you put the work in and you sell the deal, you're gonna be splitting the commission 50-50. Now, this is a downside to a lot of people, but it can also be a pro because let's face it, you're not risking the money, you're not risking anything really but your time, and then with that time that you're investing, you're getting training from an agent that's a team leader that has already gone through all the pain points of starting a real estate business and now is successful enough to be spending thousands of dollars a month on real estate leads. So you have to look at this as a pro as well. Even though it is a con to some people, it's also a pro because you're not risking your own capital to make money. And it goes like this with real estate investing too. If you know any real estate investors, a lot of investors will partner up with somebody that can go find the deal, do the rehab work, and then put it back on the market and resell it. And they'll give that money to them for a 50% profit split. So this is a very common thing. If you're not risking the capital, you're only risking your time, you can't expect to make 100% of the profit. The next thing I want to talk about is another pro. So that is going to be less expenses. So we're going to drop that in this bucket here. So when you join a real estate team as a new agent, you're not going to have to spend thousands of dollars a month on leads. You're probably not going to have to invest money into a CRM. And overall, you're going to have less expenses, which is going to give you more time to actually be successful in this business. Because let's face it, the majority of agents fail in this business because they run out of money before they actually start making commissions and start building a consistent income. The next thing I want to talk about is another negative. So we're going to drop this in the cons bucket. This is the team structure. So a lot of real estate teams actually have a structure in place for new agents that don't allow them to work with sellers. Now, this is a major setback, and not all teams are like this. My personal real estate team, I don't have this block on sellers because I feel it's a very limiting thing, and I want agents to be able to grow into my team so they can stay longer and have a more successful time at the team and ultimately make more money. Because one of the hardest things as a team leader is finding good quality agents and retaining those agents. Because let's face it, you can find any agent to come on the team, but once you invest all the time and they get really good and they start building the pipeline, you want to incentivize that agent to stay. So although I might not make as much money per deal as some other teams, I ultimately have a pretty high retention rate because the agents on my team stay long and they stay happy. So keep that in mind. If you are interviewing with teams, make sure that you go with a team that lets you work with sellers. Now, most teams are not going to give seller leads to a brand new agent, but if you get your own seller lead from your own prospecting, you want to know that you're able to work with that client and they're not going to make you refer that to one of the more experienced agents on the team. The last pro, we're going to drop this in the positive box, is going to be the mentorship. Now, this is the most important thing that you can get as a new agent. Let's face it, the failure rate in the real estate industry is very high. And unfortunately, a lot of real estate brokerages are so big that they don't spend enough time one-on-one with you to ensure that you have the highest chance of success. In most cases, real estate teams are structured differently than brokerages, and they're investing a lot of money into leads. So they want to make sure that you have the best training and the best skill set to be able to convert those leads at a high level so the team makes a profit and you stay in business. So the team leader has a vested interest to make you really good at real estate sales. So getting involved with the team, ultimately, in my opinion, is a really good option as a new agent. In fact, I think I would be much further ahead in my real estate career if I stayed with my first real estate team and I decided to stick it out and really learn a lot from that experienced, seasoned agent rather than just trying to, go out on my own and make things happen. In reality, a lot of real estate teams have more profitable agents than solo agents. Although they're taking a cut of your commission, a lot of times you'll do a lot more deals and have a lot less expenses. Let's face it, if someone makes $100,000 in GCI and they have to spend $50,000 of that on CRMs, leads, tools, marketing, all this stuff that goes into being a solo agent, that person really only made $50,000. Whereas if an agent on a team, after paying their splits and paying all their stuff, if they, made $75,000 in GCI and they had little to no expenses, maybe a couple $1,000s, that person made a lot more money and probably had a lot less stress in the meantime because they had a team environment, they had a mentor helping them through things one-on-one. They're not risking their own capital to buy leads and all these things that might not even work at the end of the day. And you have a whole hive mind of people coming up with ideas, new marketing campaigns, and you probably even have an assistant and a transaction coordinator like we do on our team helping you through the deal step by step. So at the end of the day, the choice is yours. A lot of agents are very successful solo. They do very good. And a lot of agents do very well on a team. You just have to decide what you want out of your real estate career. And if you are going to go the team route, make sure you ask the right questions and get involved with the right team because this makes all the difference. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video gave you some value. If you like content for real estate entrepreneurs, this channel is for you. Hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching and have an awesome day.